welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to talk to you guys about the fifth dimensional shift. Raising to the fifth dimension, the rising above what is happening now is where you want to be. Don't fight it. Don't fight them. Just rise above. Protesting is not going to help you. Rising above, understanding, listening to your own intuition. Okay? Everybody has this ability to see the future. Tap it. Take a few minutes a day to sit quietly and meditate. The earth will not be ready to ascend until enough of us have reached that level of consciousness. Once the collective have reached that level of consciousness, then we will be ready for the shift. So there will be many who will try to fight it. They will put doubt in your mind. But you can't deny what is meant to be. And that's like fighting world peace. Things from the past, I talked about our ancestors, maybe not even as far back as the Native Americans or the Egyptians. But we can go back just as far as Nikola Tesla's inventions that vanished, disappeared, and destroyed. These were terrific inventions. Nikola Tesla discovered the way to harness electricity from the earth. That invention disappeared, and so did he. Those that are benefiting from us relying on them are going to be nervous, are going to be scared. They are afraid of their livelihood. They're afraid of change. A lot of people are afraid of change. The best thing to do would be to seek a spiritual advisor. Many of us are emerging. We're called Lightworkers. We have psychic ability. We have the ability to foresee the future. We can hold your hand and walk you through the process. We'd be glad to. Many of us are here for you. We're receiving messages and we understand what is to come and are here to walk you through that process. We need a collective consciousness. The earth won't be ready until enough of us are. Sit quietly and meditate. Listen to what your higher self is letting you know. Why would anybody be fighting world peace unless it affected them financially, affected their social status? Watch out for those that are talking negatively about any kind of change. Trust and believe this is all a positive change. So if anybody is speaking negatively about it, there is some reason why they are looking down on it. So always think of where your information is coming from. That's why I say seek a spiritual advisor who will tell you exactly what we are learning. Don't take it from somebody who is just fighting for their own survival. You'll start seeing more negative things about it as that level of consciousness starts to emerge. And it already has. The fifth dimension is raising to a higher level of consciousness. We're able to love ourselves. We're able to heal ourselves. We're able to love one another. By just reading each other's energies before you even speak to someone, you're going to understand everything about them, where they come from, maybe past traumas, and we're going to have more compassion for one another. You get to create your own earth. That's why we call it the new earth. No pain, no suffering, no disease, just love, compassion for one another. It's that oneness that we search for. Those higher up are definitely going to fight it every way that they can. They're going to look down on ascension, make fun of it. They're going to make you doubt it. And that's just because that whole control is going to need to be let go, because we will be governing ourselves in a loving way and a higher level of consciousness. Things are going to change. We're raising our consciousness to a level where we have world peace. Peace within ourselves, where we love ourselves, we love each other, we're communicating with each other, even in a non-verbal way. When you meet someone, you're going to be able to, even before speaking to them, feel their energy, understand their energy. So we're moving into a higher consciousness, a higher vibrational level, where we can actually heal ourselves, heal each other, love one another, become our best selves, love ourselves. And essentially it's what we've always been searching for, world peace. We won't need any injections from any kind of illness because we won't be getting sick. And if we are, we will heal ourselves or heal each other. So what you should be doing is looking for somebody that guides you. If this is resonating with you, then you are ready. We need to recreate our new world. How do you see our new world to be? Because it's your choice. I talk about manifesting all the time, and that's truly what it is. You get to design your fifth dimensional earth. How do you want it to look? You can create anything you want. The most important thing is to raise your level of consciousness and become enlightened. How do you do that? You need to go inside yourself. You need to dig deep in your subconscious, which is difficult to do. It's really helpful. I took a class this summer, and we met in small groups and built this safe place where we could just share some experiences with one another. And the goal is healing yourself. You're not there to judge or to even try to help somebody else. What it was really good for was to bring out those triggers. one morning I signed on and I was really excited. It was towards the end. I was like, ooh, I'm so great. You know, I'm handling my triggers. I'm feeling that emotion and, you know, validating it and letting it go. I'm good. I can't wait for check-in. So at check-in, I was like, I'll go first. I feel great. I'm feeling really inspired. A lot of projects that I had forgotten about just came back to life. And anyway, it was a really, really great check-in. Well, but there was only 8 people in the group. But by the 3rd person, she had just said the right thing that just got me. And the tears, it was all virtual. So I'm silent, but I'm sitting there and the tears are coming down. And well, after the final check-in, the facilitator was with it enough to see something triggered in me and said, yeah, you know what? Sometimes what we can do, because remember I was learning how to do this, so sometimes what we can do is we can go around a second time just for one more quick little check-in. And if you don't have anything to contribute, you can just pass. So she said, let's go in the same order that we started, Susan. And I unmuted and just said, oh boy, was I just really, really triggered. And I didn't even really have to share what it was in any detail. And what the group did was just honor my feelings and just give me positive vibes. And it was so healing. And it brought up something that I never knew was in me. So it took hearing something about somebody else to realize that that was deep in my subconscious. That's what becoming enlightened means. It means finding your triggers. Let's say you're just going about your business and all of a sudden you just start getting some negative thought in your head. Okay, this is one for any time of the day. A negative thought pops in your head, or just some negative feeling or bad thought, and you just say, erase, erase, erase. I learned this from an amazing teacher, Lori Stickler, that I taught with at Howdale Elementary, and she taught me this, and I've been doing it ever since. It's a wonderful trick. So again, you're going about your day, trying to live in the now, not easy, trying to be in the moment, but this crazy thought comes in your head, like out of the blue, like, oh my gosh, what if a plane crashes? This negative thought come into your brain, you just say, erase, 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 right? Erase, erase, erase. Thank you for that, Lori. I've been using that ever since. Now you're going about your day and somebody says something to you and it just rubs you the wrong way and you're triggered and you're like, all of a sudden just feel this vibration in you, this negative vibration in you. So what you do is you're just gonna just hold that feeling and say, what in me brought that about? So it's not about the other person. It's something that they did that triggered something, brought up something that you had deep, deep within you. And I'm talking, it could be from a past life. It brought something up in you. You need to think about that. Even if you can't think of where it came from, you know what? Just validate that feeling. Name that feeling. Identify it. Ooh, that just felt really bad. Just validate it and then let it go. Validate it, name it, let it go. So when it comes back up again, your body is going to remember that. You're going to remember, oh, okay, I'm safe. I don't need to overreact. I remember that feeling. Okay, thanks for visiting. Let it go. Okay? Validate it and let it go. It's really important to have some mindful moments in any time of the day. A great one to do. Okay, let me give you a good one right now. So let's say you're standing in the grocery line and you're working all day. You're just so tired. Your feet are killing you. And the woman in front of you, she can't get herself together. And you're starting to feel the negative, that tension coming up, and you just want to say something really bad about her or something. You just breathe in through your nose like you're smelling something. It smells so good. And then out very gently like you're blowing out a birthday candle. So, okay, try it with me. In and out. We're going to go in 3, out 3. In 3, out 3. This one you're going to hold in, hold for 3, out for 3. This one you're going to hold for 6. So in 3, hold 6, out 3. Ready? In. Wow. Okay, then just lower your shoulders a little. Okay? Be comfortable. Just feel the tension in your shoulders just drop. Quick little 1-minute reminder to get yourself back into the present moment. So that's the key, is to just live in the right now. Don't worry about the past. Now is present. It's a gift that we all get, that we can be present for one another. We're always going to be a work in progress. We're always trying to stay in the present. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, something bad might happen to somebody or yourself, you erase. However you have to do it. Okay? If you have to go erasing the entire day just to stay in that higher vibration, that keep doing it until it becomes really, really natural. And eventually it will get easier. You'll feel that feeling start to come up. Or if you see that coming up in somebody else, it's not about you. If somebody is being triggered, that's something deep in them, and they may not understand that that is and think that you're doing something wrong, but you're not doing anything wrong. In fact, it's my job as a facilitator for these wonderful, amazing groups to get you triggered, be able to identify and honor and let go any triggers if you're not going to be triggered. So it's in a safe container with 7 other people that you become very bonded with. It's about healing yourself. You're not judging any of the other members. You're not even making any suggestions. You're simply there to hear them and honor their feelings, validate their feelings. We can send some good vibes to one another, and that's really healing. That is a very healing process. The 8 weeks that this was this summer was so healing. I cannot tell you how enlightened I have become, and you really and truly feel lighter. You don't feel that heavy burden on you. And I mean, I'm not perfect by any means. I find myself, especially when I'm cooking, I find myself kind of going into this mindless chatter, especially with so many people living in my house. You know, I'll say, oh, they can't wipe up this little tiny dot. Oh, they can't do this. Oh, they can't do that. And it's like this mindless, remote, unconscious thing that happens with me. So I'm trying to quickly say, oh, and catch myself and say, erase, and just go about and wipe up the little dots and do that, and just be happy that I have so many people in my home and that we're abundant enough to have the creamer for the milk that makes the dot. Okay? It's all about trying to flip things around to a positive. And when you do that, you're keeping your vibration up, you're contributing to the collective consciousness who are raising the frequency. So we are getting to where we need to be. We're gathering enough people so we can become the new earth. So many people have been working on this for many, many years. I myself have had several awakenings, and each time I grow more and more, and I just have seen myself with this upward growth of consciousness. Once you start moving up in your consciousness, you really don't go backwards. You may have times when you maybe stop for a little bit, and then you'll do it again. I did it in stages and just learned something new about myself each time. Each time it was something different. The first time I was like, oh, well, you know, maybe there's something wrong with me. Let me take a personality test. Let me see what my personality is. So that was like stage 1 for me. Stage 2 was not so much as like, of course I always had triggers and I always have things to work and grow on. But I started to see how some people can be stuck. The first real thing to work on is your ego. So if you're not even going to accept that you have things deep in you, that if you're lashing out at other people, that it's something that's deep in you and it's not the other person's fault, if you're not even there yet, then you're still stuck in that ego. Okay? We need to work on that ego death. When you start to have the ego death, you say, hey, there are things about me that I could change. And you start being a forward thinker and not living in the past. When you're a forward thinker, you're trying to improve yourself. Okay? We're not meant to stay the same. If somebody tells you, oh, you've changed, thank them. Thank them. Say thank you. We're not supposed to stay the same. We're supposed to continue to evolve and change and grow. Start thinking of how you want your world to be. So first, you need to work on the inside, and then collectively find your tribe and work on solving the world's problems. And I'm not talking about the man-made problems where the solution is only meant to make them really rich. I'm talking the real world problems. I love you, and I'm here for you. If you need a spiritual advisor, I hope you will consider me. You can find all of my information down below. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can be notified when I post again. So, as always, wishing you love and good vibrations.